This is a Suboptimal podcast. Check out our suboptimal content at suboptimal.co.
All right, everybody, welcome to episode number 24 of 2.5 Weebs. This week we are going to be discussing Don't You Love Your Mom and Her Two-Hit Multi-Target Attacks?
You love your mom and her two-hit.
Did I say that right?
You did. You got it right.
He got it close enough.
Close enough.
That's claps. I'm clapping.
I'm applauding for you.
It's another one of these shows where the name in Japanese
I hate
a
this.
sentence. Yeah,
It's
I know.
A light novel name where they just make it as ridiculous as possible to draw eyes and sell copies.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
So, in case you didn't notice, this podcast is late today. No big deal. We just weren't able to do it on Sunday.
Don't tell
I'm
them
going
it's
to
actually
get
Sunday.
it uploaded as soon as I can. But
Dale's giving away her secrets. We could have claimed it was Sunday.
huh?
We could have claimed it was Sunday, Dale.
I
Nobody had to
mean,
know.
Hi, it's
The
Sunday
fact that I
morning.
always upload it on Sunday night, there are people in the podcast universe who might be like, I need 2.5 Weebs in my life. There might be one of you, and I'm sorry.
They would just think you're being lazy, and they would be perfectly right.
Copper, nobody
they
that
would.
knows me
That
thinks,
is
well,
so
very few people that know me think I'm lazy.
We all
Anywho.
know you.
We all know you.
Okay. Anywho, so yeah, fuck yourselves. I won't
I'm going
talk
back to my Mai
about
Tais.
how this podcast was never actually a podcast until I actually did it myself. Anywho,
Oh man,
uh,
I wasn't originally on this podcast until that happened, so you can't blame me for that.
I'm still going to blame Comfy.
we did
That
a
sounds
bunch of
about right.
episodes with you before that, though, too. And it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I was just making a dumb joke. Here we are.
You still don't have a mixed drink, Comfy. I'm sad.
Do you want me to leave right now and go make a mixed drink?
No, I expect to do so after the podcast.
Oh my god.
Fine.
All right, so guys.
I'm getting a call. Why am I getting a phone call from Illinois?
Look, Dale, I've been drinking for 9 hours at this point. Leave me alone.
That's
Fine. Copper over here's been fucking double fisting since 9 a.m.
I'm not double fisting. Okay, you know those big giant beer steins you can get?
Yes.
So that's what I've been mixing my Mai Tais in.
Uh-huh. So,
Since 9 this morning.
when we see whatever project Copper's been working on and his doodle lines are crooked, we know why.
Did you just call them doodle lines?
I did
To
call
be-
them doodle lines.
Okay, so I have been working on stuff today. Stuff I've been working on while drinking is all for Kevin.
Oh,
He'll
so he
appreciate it.
expects you to be drunk when you make it.
He knows
That was
I've been
part of the
drinking.
contract. You have to be drunk as fuck while you make this, or else it won't be funny. So yeah. So
I can see that being something that Vacation Kevin does.
that's true. Oh my god, the story about Vacation Kevin was hilarious on the jam, or not on the jam, but Worst Radio Show.
First radio show.
The
Yeah,
carpet
it was
in the
hilarious.
supermarket. Like, what the
Yes.
hell?
That's so
Yes.
weird. Who puts a carpet in the supermarket?
The same
Couldn't
people who
tell
put carpet in the bathroom.
Look, there's
dude.
carpet in my bathroom, and I hate it. It's
Remove
been there since we
it.
moved, and we haven't ripped it up yet. It's on our list of
It's
shit to
your
do.
house.
I am well aware, and it's
like the
awful.
one room in the house you
It
never
sucks.
put carpet
Oh
in.
no, you don't got to tell me. I know it's awful. It's been on our list of things to do, like that never ends.
Does that also include like hanging certain pictures?
No, those are
Are you
hung.
hanging a picture of me in your
Wait.
bathroom?
Yeah, those are hung.
Are they?
I
hung?
hung the things that she wanted me to hang, like that
Okay.
weekend where she requested me to hang them. Anyway, we are way off topic. How much did you guys hate Mom and her two-hit multi-target
Oh.
attacks?
Okay, so this
Hey,
is the
Copper,
first.
Do you have an opinion on this?
So this is the first of two shows we're going to talk about today.
Mm-hmm.
One of these shows is good. We'll get to that. This show.
Oof.
So for those of us who tune in to listen to this, or watch where it's live, if you've
Hi.
seen us a few episodes ago going over, well, more than a few episodes ago, going over the Fox show and how much we hated that, I would have rather finished out the whole of the Fox show in one sitting than watch the 4th episode of this Mom show.
Wow. Wait. Oh, okay. This is the 4th
this
show. And I was
show
like, wait a
is-
minute. I didn't watch the 4th episode. That's we were
Yeah,
Don't
neither-
worry,
no-
you didn't have to. Thank
Nobody
God.
was going to.
Yes, nobody watched that. So this
Oh.
show is an isekai.
Can we talk
And
about how
there's-
like sick of them I am?
Oh no.
We'll get
Like,
to that.
I don't want to
So
watch another one of those for like
I know it's going to be a problem this season.
a month.
So
if
there
not
is,
longer.
for those who watch anime or those who are trying to get into it, anime goes through seasonal things every so often. Like years ago when I was younger, it was big giant mech anime, so you had things like Gundam and stuff like that coming out all the time. Right now it seems the drive is towards isekai shows, so there are a ton of them this season. This is one of them.
there's a lot.
This is one of them. This one in particular is very subpar, because we've had some stellar ones come out recently, like
Mediocre at best.
like Reincarnated as a Slime. Awesome show.
Nobody thought that show was gonna be good.
And yet
So terrible.
it looked like it was gonna be a bad idea. It turned out to be great. This one here looked like it was gonna be a bad idea, and fuck, was that ever right? So
Man,
this show is predicated on the idea that being isekai, you get sent to a game world. Yay! Not original, but still an interesting place to explore at times, depending on how it's
like,
done.
as somebody who plays a metric fuck ton of video games, whenever they load in and they're like, they have to go out of their way to explain, oh, it's like a video game, and then they have this like the stats sheet and stuff like that. I'm just like, that's enough.
Now, that is
That's
one thing
enough.
I will give this show, is that they have a device in which they can do shit like that and have it make sense, because the mother who accompanies her son when he gets transported to a video game world
I feel like
has
that made it
no-
worse to me.
has no clue about video games. It's not good, but it is a plot device they wrote in, but it's so blatant it's not well done. Like,
how
it's-
many M's?
Yeah, there's like 5 M's in the MMO
It's terrible.
RPG. It's really awful. And then you find out what it means, and it's just worse. So the
Funny,
show
I've
is
heard
basically
this
he gets sent. So he gets sent into the video game world. His mother comes along with him. Apparently, the whole thing is a setup so that parents can get closer to their children. That's
Yeah,
the
there's
concept
this-
of this game. The only way to leave is to become closer with your parents and pass the game together. So they're kind of stuck there. And him and the mother have a very odd relationship. We'll come back to that because I know we all have feelings. So we'll come back to that. So they have a
I
very
don't feel
strange.
anything after watching this show.
They have a very strange relationship, and it causes things to play out in very odd ways in this show. Now, I like a lot of questionable anime.
That means Copper's a pervert. That's how he. That
We'll
is
put it- we'll-
nice.
We'll put it that way.
That's the nice way to say I'm a pervert. That's
Well,
that's-
not only
that's
am-
it.
That shit.
Not only am I a pervert, but some of the anime I like is just plain bad. Like, also same thing for TV shows and movies. I like B movies, for example.
Sure.
This show is horrible. The only good thing I can say is that the Japanese voice acting, because I haven't watched in English, so I can't talk about that, isn't bad. The
Is there
animation,
I didn't find a dub.
there might not be a dub. The animation is kind of subpar. It's just kind of run of the mill road. It doesn't seem like it's all that many frames at times, which is kind of a thing.
Ever is.
The music, meh. The writing is very not up to par. It's really substandard for story plot stuff. The comedy moments aren't actually funny. And then you have this weird sexual relationship tension written in between the mother and son. Now, it's not like they're step parents like some Japanese shows tend to do. These
Also
are
porn, unrelated. I don't know.
porn.
Yeah, it's
porn.
not like there's step siblings who are trying to fuck it, like in
Yeah.
Sword Art Online
Yeah, like this is literally,
or a manga sensei or
yeah, these are straight up blood
other
relations.
miscellaneous show.
He came out of her at some point.
And she
like,
wants
mother-
him to go back in.
Yeah, she wants him to go back in 100%.
Hey guys, I just
Um,
want you to know that it's been a really fun ride, but that last sentence right there has made me decide that for me.
Look, that was you. I know exactly what I did. That was.
So-
I don't like what you did. It's not
So-
all right.
That's what we're dealing with, and this is the second show we've
I
actually
need
run
an
across.
adult. We're all
in-
adults, Ogre. We're the adults you get today, and you're fucked.
Yeah,
Sorry, bud.
this is the second show we run across in less than half a year
Physically.
where
Physically
they've shoehorned in weird sexual relationship tension stuff into what would normally be a very wholesome like anime. Like
What was it? What
aside
are we talking about the Fox show?
the Fox show, yeah, the Fox show's got that weird shit in it too.
Yeah, the figure.
And it was super out of place there. It's super out of place here. Except here,
Yeah.
it's worse because they're straight up related and they mention this. And there's even a scene
They
where
also like
Look,
talk
it's
about
not
it
like
a
they're
lot.
related. It's his mom.
yeah,
It's not
Stop.
like it's my cousin.
Stop.
It's your
Put that
fucking
evil
mother.
back where it came from.
don't
Put that
don't.
thing back where it came from, or so help me.
She's trying to. This is
Stop. Stop. I quit. That's it.
Look,
Game
only
over.
parts of it,
Company's fucking
Copper.
done.
Only parts of it, not the whole thing. That would
Here,
make
I'm
me
gonna go make a fucking mixed drink.
Cuffy needs alcohol for this. He'll be back. So this culminates in it is episode 3 this culminates in where they go on their first dungeon adventure by accident and they end up fighting a giant slime and surprise to no one because this is a trope in these type of shows, the mother gets all of her clothes belted off her. And of course, our main hero, as also his trope in these things, falls upon the main love interest while their clothes is getting melted off them. Except now it's a mother and son, where this is the case. And she even talks about having a thong and she doesn't want to be exposed in that way, and then it goes forward. It's bad. It's really cringy. The animation for
It's incredibly cringy.
it seems like they spent more time on that particular animation than they did the rest of the episode.
Well, I mean, of course,
because the rest of the episode
that's the fucking money shot right there. They have to
choppier
focus
than
on
it. Yeah.
Stop. Also, can we talk about how in the first episode he was like, "Yo, I need to recruit party members," and he basically wanted to go waifu shopping, and his mom shut that shit down.
No, his mom went waifu shopping. That's what happened. He went through all the pages. The ones he found were female, but they also had the top stats and scores in their particular classes. So he found the actual most effective party, and his mom rejected them all because she didn't like the knight because the knight liked to kill stuff. She didn't like the thief because the thief liked stealing stuff. And she didn't like the priestess. I forget why. Like there was no real reason for the priestess, just no. Oh, it was because she was an elf. The last character was an elf, and his mom was like, "What's an elf? You're rejected."
Yo, she wants to fuck her son, and she's racist. She is from the deep south.
Then she goes through the remaining papers and pulls out ones that she thinks is cute and interviews them because, as far as she's concerned, forming a party is like finding a wife or girlfriend for her son. And that's going to be a party of waifus, of which she's one of.
Yeah.
She's basically the head wife choosing the other wives for her husband, which is her son. It's 100% what this is.
Yeah. And the whole time, like, you also have the son coming to terms with, he is super excited to be in, like, some MMORPG world. He's like, fuck yeah, this is great. And then his mom is like,
oh yeah, he hates the fact that
times better than him. Like, he
hates the fact his mom came along,
I guess, but like his mom is like,
then his mom is like
already.
God, his mom is super overpowered. Yeah, like way past anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, what's the point? Like, I can't do anything. My mom kills everything before I have a chance to do anything.
Right. I hope Comfort gets murdered by a creeper right now. Nothing would make me happier.
He's in a giant hole. Like he's like burrowing down to the center of the earth.
That doesn't make me not want to see him get blown up by a creeper. Okay.
Then there's the whole, they go shopping for armor and stuff. And they don't show any of the other characters trying stuff on, just the mother. And of course, she's trying all the trope armor on from fantasy games. So with her son there,
like
asking her son
armor.
Yeah, her son, his opinion on how things look on her. And she's like trying on like bikini armor, other stuff like that. And then she's like, I'm going to try this thing on. He's like, but you can't equip it. You won't be able to put it on. She tries, ends up like naked. And she's like, help me remove my clothes. And, like, makes him come into the dressing room with her. Like, it's
awful.
Yeah, it's cringe moment after cringe moment that aren't funny, aren't well animated.
Right.
It's like not good. Like it's if they did something like this where it was a parent and a child move to an isekai world and they're stuck trying to deal with each other because they have an actual rocky relationship, which these
Might
two
be
don't,
good.
it would probably
Like,
be good.
they have
Like it
the
would be.
absence of a relationship. Like, he's just like, hey, mom, whatever. I don't even care.
Yeah, as soon as she
Like-
starts to get even slightly upset with him, he's like, oh, this little crybaby for his mom.
He's a
But-
wine tit, and I hate him.
The whole time, otherwise, that he complains that his mom is all up in his business and stuff. He's like one of those super emo teenagers. That's what this is.
Oh,
It's
man,
just
I was actually
so
never
awful.
one of those. I was going to make that joke, but I wasn't.
But yeah, this is a miss for all of us. I can safely say.
Yeah, if
So-
Comfy comes back and is like, yo, I fucking love this shit. But he didn't. He was
Oh,
already like, I didn't like it.
He doesn't. He doesn't love this show.
Nobody likes this show. It's just straight garbage.
And the worst part is, I can see this show getting high ratings and being popular because people
Uh-huh.
are fucked.
Look, this is one of those shows that the person who used to make me watch anime, well,
Would
not
love?
make me, but like, yeah, this is 100% one of the reasons why I don't like anime, and have like
All right, let's check the rating on this show.
have those kinds of like initial thoughts on anime because of shows like this that I used to be shown as like, yo, this is what anime is all about. No, it's not. Granted, I've seen animes that I actually do like now that are completely different, but I still feel like as a genre, there's so much terrible shit to weed through to find good stuff. It's still kind of like off-putting.
Yeah, it's
But-
like going through pretty much any other genre, right? Like if you go through TV shows,
No.
the problem with anime is that unlike a normal TV show, right? Like
Mhm.
let's say for North American TV, right? When do new shows come out? What, once, twice a year? Right? That's about it.
Sure.
So new anime seasons are 4 times a year. So you
Mhm.
have twice as many shows that come out. The problem is, just like with normal TV, you'd normally expect from cable television that more than half of it's bad. Except now you have twice as much of it that is bad. And then you have the good shows, but in those good shows, there's still gonna be things that you don't like, right? Like consider things like Arrow or Sabrina.
Oh my
you know-
god. Wait, are you a fan of Arrow? I hated that show.
No, I'm not a fan of Arrow. I'm
Okay,
not a fan
good.
of
It
the
was-
I
Sabrina
liked
show.
Arrow until the second season.
I'm not a fan of the Sabrina show either.
Same, Comfy. Like once they brought back the dude that they
it's-
killed off, I was like, nope, fuck yourself.
But it shows like that. They're popular. Could be construed as good. Things like that. There's always, of those small section of good shows that come out in the larger scope of things, there's
Mhm.
still going to be ones in there that you don't like, and you're maybe looking at like 2 or 3 shows, a year that you really love. The problem with anime is that it seems like it's a smaller number because there's so much shit
Sure.
because they put out a lot. But the reason they put them out a lot is because these aren't shows that run for 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons. Like North American TV, they run for 1 or 2 a lot of the time, and that's it. So
I do appreciate that
stuff
though,
is-
because there's so many shows that run their
Get
course
drug-
and they
get
keep
really
running it
drug out.
anyway.
Yeah,
Like look at this.
Man,
There's a TV
Breaking
show that I
Bad.
watch for some reason, and I don't even
I've never
know
watched
why,
that
because
show.
it's actually garbage now. Is Supernatural. Every time there's a new season added to Netflix, I have to binge it. I don't know why it sucks now.
okay.
I don't know
so,
why. It's kind of garbage, but I'm just like I have to watch it.
All right, so I'm looking at the ratings for this show.
Oh man, I guarantee it's super high.
It's not.
Really?
It's not super high. So I'm looking at a couple different places. So the
Wait, how are you
Score on
holding
my-
a torch?
the score on my anime list is just above 6.
Really? Holy
Okay, so that's not
crap! I was
great.
expecting it to be much higher for the memes.
And that's almost with 10,000 people having voted. So it's
Wow.
Crunchyroll has it sitting at a 3 out of 5, and Crunchy actually shows its breakdown. The majority of people who have voted for this are either a 5 out of 5 or a 1 out of 5.
Yeah, I see
Yeah.
that.
It's definitely
So-
polarizing.
This is either something that people loved or hated.
And everybody on this, I don't know, what are we? A couch? A group of people? Everybody on this podcast thinks that it's not good.
Correct.
Yeah.
And we run a pretty wide gambit of what we enjoy for stuff.
Well, also, I don't think we've actually had a show that all of us just straight up disliked, except for the Fox show.
Yeah, that was
Like,
the only other
for-
one, and it had a lot of the same problems that this show has.
Yeah,
which
but like
is-
for like regular week to week shows, every
Yeah,
week
it's-
either
they're-
I'll like it or Dale will like it or Copper will like it, but
Yeah,
it's
there's-
never nobody.
It's never no one. This is one of those rare shows where nobody likes this show.
I actually
out of the
thought
three of us.
Copper would like it just for the sake of the memes.
No, it's
I didn't
not
because I
even.
know a lot of people who are
I
into
didn't
it for
know
that.
what you guys would think of it. I'm gonna be honest. I had no idea.
I thought that I could be okay with it, but I personally have an uncomfortable relationship with my mom in the sense
Oh, so
that
that probably plays a
I don't
part.
like
Yes.
spending a lot of time around her
Got it.
for extended periods.
Yeah, that would make
And that's like
it's like, oh, I
that
have
was
to be
fine.
trapped in a world with a person I don't want to spend time with at all. Shoot me,
with
please.
the person that whenever I'm around them, it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like that's my thought process. I was like, that's not all right with me. But that's not everybody. I was like, somebody else might have a different experience and might be like, wow, that's awesome. Love to fuck my mom. But
Wow.
that's
Okay.
not me, Chief. That ain't it.
If that's you, Chief, for anybody who's listening to this, please get help. Because you need it.
Listen, this blood related, yeah, you do
Try to
need
get
help.
help from your mom. All right. I
No.
made that joke.
Stop.
I'm a piece
God,
of garbage.
no.
All right.
Well, we know what Dale watches on Pornhub.
No.
Mommy, please help me.
All right.
So let's move on to the other show we have to talk about, Vinland Saga.
Yes.
Our
Now-
epic tale.
To me, getting alcohol consists of me dipping through that entire anime talk section. Thank
It's fun.
God.
Good job. Proud of you.
It's fun.
So, did you guys watch episode 4?
We did not watch episode
not.
4,
Okay,
just
good.
for the same reason that you had mentioned, whereas we'd have nothing to talk about next week.
Right.
So we only watched up to episode 3.
Now, episode 4 is out. It came out a couple days ago.
Yes, it comes out
Um,
on Sundays.
Yeah, so this show
Okay.
airs on Sundays, which would be fine for me and Comfy. But Dale streams on Sundays starting in the morning, so he doesn't have time that day
Mhm.
of. So we'll always be technically back an episode.
The same thing happened with.
But the show comes out around the same time the podcast is, so
That happened with
we're not
another
technically
show
back.
too. That happened with Fairy Gone as well.
Yeah, Fairygun also
Yeah.
launches on Sundays.
Yeah.
Paragon was also
Um,
like off by a weird number of weeks though, so like
Yeah, because they like missed a week or something like that. Which happens sometimes.
and
Sure.
meanwhile, Vinland Saga actually released all of their first 3 episodes at the same time.
Yeah.
They released all of them and then just waited a couple weeks to release episode 4. So now they're caught up.
So
Yeah. So episode 2. What happened?
So, just a quick recap for those who don't know. Vinland Saga is a anime based on somewhat on historical stuff. It's based on a manga that is a historical fiction. So there are real life characters and places in this. Not
Would
a
you
lot
say
of
it's
fantasies.
fictorial?
No, I would not.
Okay. that
Um,
was a bad joke. I'm sorry.
It was a very bad joke.
I'm
going home.
disappointed in you.
I don't know if we will get like any
Mhm.
monsters or anything like that in this because I haven't.
I kind of hope not.
I hope
Same.
not as well. I hope it's just all people.
It doesn't seem like it will. in
I've
my
had enough
opinion.
monsters in anime for a
Yes.
few days.
Yeah, so this one is based on historical fiction. dealing with Vikings and their raiding and conquering of England. In particular, that's kind of the backdrop. We are looking at a revenge story of a young boy who sees his dad get murdered. Some bad stuff happens to him personally on top of that, and how he goes about trying to get revenge.
And we have not actually seen that yet. In episode
Correct.
1, what happened was just like a very basic intro to the characters, and at the end, his father, rather than returning an escaped slave, basically overpaid by a ton for it, and then
and then it died.
and then the slave
then
died.
He dies, because he was exposed to
he died
snowstorm.
Free, basically.
He died free though.
Yeah. So at the end of episode 2, an old leader from where you find out Thor's, who's the father character, not the main character, but the father character who used to be a part of his group of soldiers, he shows up and is like, hey, you have to come to war. We found you. Basically, come to war or we'll burn your village down. And he's like, well, fuck.
Yep.
All right, I'm coming to war. So they put together the boats. Begrudgingly, some of the villagers come along because they want to go to war. He just needs them to help drive the boat, though. So he has
Viking
plans
culture,
to ditch them, but
Viking culture is based around combat, right?
Yeah.
So the afterlife, the only way to get into the best afterlife, which is basically heaven,
which is
Valhalla,
they call Valhalla, you have to have
was
warriors
to die in battle.
Yeah.
You had to die in battle.
It is required on your application.
So if you didn't die in battle, you cannot go to heaven. Instead, you go to hell, no matter what.
Oh. Well, what about... Okay.
That's how it works for men. So if you're a man, if you don't die in battle, so if you die of disease, accident, you get murdered, any of that crap, you go to hell. Which sucks.
That's why I pick fights with doctors.
What if you fight off a murderer?
If you fight off a murderer and are killed, you die. You still died in combat.
Okay.
So you'd you could go to Valhalla.
What if you're in combat when you die?
But if you like old age, all that stuff is not a way to die. That's why you'd still see old men going to war, right? Mm-hmm. So just for that one last chance. So that's just to get into like the best version of heaven, right? Where you all you get to do is drink and eat and have time with beautiful women before you're called to the final God's war.
And then you also get to fight more.
So
yay.
These guys,
they're metal as fuck, and they
every young person would want that chance. And war is this glorious thing in their culture. So they're like, we want to go with you. He's like, I'm only going to take 4 people. So 4 guys get to go with him. And then in addition to that, his son sneaks aboard the ship and doesn't reveal himself until they're too far away to turn around.
Yes.
It's not like,
Yeah, he straight up says, wait, we're too far away to turn around. And Dad's like, yeah, we're too far away to turn. Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's like, what?
Wait, hold up. You're not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
And then he pops out of
then he straight up spanks him.
Yeah. The plan was for them to go to this port area in Norway, and what Thor was going to do is that he was going to leave those 4 young men with his friend Leif Erikson, who would then bring them back to the village without ever taking them to war, and he would continue on by himself, so they'd never be exposed to it, and so they wouldn't die or have to kill people. Because Thor is against the whole concept of war and murdering people for a living now, because he's become a redeemed person.
Kid and was like, Jesus Christ, I need to stop with the killing.
Basically.
Yeah. So
pretty much it.
That's the plan. Doesn't quite work out that way because they dip into try to go into another village before that to rest and take on some provisions. And
there's also a scene where what's the name of the captain who came to get Thor's? He hires a bunch of mercenaries to kill Thor's.
Floki. Yeah, Floki hires a bunch of mercenaries to attack Thor's and to kill him. He doesn't care what he does with their ship, their cargo, or the rest of the people on board. He just cares that Floki and his crew murder Thors. So
Floki is asking the other dude's crew kill Thor's crew.
Right. He doesn't want to do it himself. I don't know if
he doesn't want to do it
he's-
himself.
Because
So
it's implied that he would be defying orders because like he's supposed to
Yes.
actually bring him home to fight, but Floki's like,
What-
nah, fuck that. He's a coward. He has to get put down.
So what Floki has been told is that to go find every single member of the army who's ever been a member of the army, whether they're deserters or they're people who have retired, and bring them back for this campaign. That's that big of a campaign. The reason being is that there was an English attack on a Viking settlement in England, and during the attack, they killed everyone, men, women, and children. One of the people who lived at that village was the sister of Norway's king. So he mad. And
Fuck the British, am I right?
so that particular king is the
Look,
first king of that
Rex
area
and
and is
Jock
very
are
much a tyrant.
fantastic.
So he's like, all right, Yom's Vikings, I want you to go find every single member that you've ever had, whether they've deserted, whether they've retired or whatever, and bring them back for this army. We're going to go invade this place. So that's why they go get Thors, because Thors was a deserter. They were leaving him alone because Thors is very dangerous, and it really wasn't going to be worth the cost in men.
Is
To
he really
one-
that dangerous though, considering he won't kill anybody?
Well, see, they don't know that.
Well, from their point of view, right? They don't know that he won't kill anybody. So, because this is a guy who could go through and kill a ship of people with no problem, they're like, well, we might lose like a ship or two worth of people killing him, not to mention having to travel there in the first place, which would then cost us a few boats. And that's assuming we don't, have any problems, with the weather or sea and stuff like that. So they pretty much left him alone because they knew where he was. Mainly because the leader of the Yom's Vikings army is the brother of his wife. So they kind of knew where he was, but they left it be. So because of this order, though, they have to go and get him. So they send Floki. Floki goes, he's like, look, this is the deal. Everybody has to come no matter what. Everybody's offered amnesty if they're a deserter or what have you. They'll welcome you back with open arms. But you've got to come, or I've been ordered to basically destroy your village. So not wanting him to do that, he's like, okay, I'll come. And that's how he arranges that them coming. But Floki then stops and hires these mercenaries to kill him because Floki is now in charge of the Yom's Vikings in the position that Thors used to have. So if Thors comes back, there's a good chance that Thors would be given his old position back, which would result in Floki losing his.
Now, where did you
and-
get all this information? Because I don't remember seeing any of that.
He introduces himself as the leader of these guys.
No, yeah, but the other stuff where Thor's used to be the leader. I don't remember seeing that.
He
anywhere.
mentions that he was the leader of them.
Did he? Okay,
Yes.
I guess I missed some things.
Copper is like playing all the political sides here, and I have no idea what's going on. I'm just entertained.
So, yeah, there is some politics and maneuvering that's involved here. So you have the fact that he might lose his own position, that he's worried about that he's not particularly happy that Thor's deserted in the first place, because deserters are supposed to be punished, and no one's supposed to desert. And Thor's was both a hero to the Yom's Vikings as well as the brother-in-law of the leader, and this guy still did it. So he figures that he doesn't deserve his place back, but he can't outright kill him himself for two reasons. One, he's not sure how many men Thor's would kill of his crew. And if it's too many, which it would be, he's pretty sure, which also might be himself, it would result in some very difficult questions to answer and explain to his boss about where Thor's was and how come he's missing so many people. Remember, he's supposed to be gathering people, not losing men. So that would result in his own punishment or maybe even death for incompetence.
Good.
And he was probably told that he's not allowed to kill Thors. That Thors is supposed to be brought back.
He probably brought up that he wanted Thor's dead
So
in the meeting.
if Thors is killed by somebody else, say marauding pirates, it's not on him. He did his job, right? He can honestly say, no, I told Thors he can come back. He'd get amnesty. You know, my hands are clean of that. Like, I did what
But
you were
then
supposed
there
to.
were these pirates that were like, yar.
Yeah, and then,
stuff.
well, he could basically say, look, like, yeah, Thors never showed up. We hear news he was attacked by pirates from this place because there was, you know, people that survived from the crew who were then sold into slaves. Word would get around, right? And word would get around that it wasn't him, right? It was these pirates. So he would be free and clear. So that's what he's kind of banking on.
Oh yeah.
And because of that, Thor's crew gets ambushed by these pirate people, and that's kind of where the last episode leaves off.
Right. Yeah, they get
so it's basically building up to Thor's is gonna die in the next episode.
Yes, I'm assuming Thor's is going to die somehow in the next episode. It's going to be either him not wanting to kill somebody that ends up killing him, or it's going to be some sort of treachery where he gets murdered from behind or something like that. That's my assumption.
Yeah.
And then the rest of them are probably going to be getting made slaves.
Oh, hey, you know what? I bet that dude who's in love with Thor's daughter is gonna kill him.
He might.
No, I doubt it'd be anybody from.
He might, but I kind of doubt it. There's a good chance he'll end up.
Any of those kids.
He'll
like
end up dying.
From his village, I don't expect. I would be surprised.
We do know full on that they'll probably become slaves because they straight up mentioned in the episode that if they're caught, they'd be sold to the slave markets. Because slavery is a thing back then. So
yeah,
that is the thing that pirates.
So we're gonna see what happens there. It should be interesting and then the quote real story should begin from that point, where we see Thor's son, Thorfinn, will then become the sole main character.
Yo, Thorfinn's gonna be an orphan.
And then we'll follow him around. Oh my god, damn.
You're a bad person, and I want you to know that.
He's still gonna have a mother until she dies of some Viking sickness because she's cold. I don't know.
Well, actually, more than likely,
Viking sickness. Wow.
No, more than likely, what's gonna happen is Halfdan, remember that guy, is gonna find out that Thor's is dead, and he's gonna invade and probably kill most of the village and enslave the rest, including like he'll probably end up like enslaving the mother and daughter as like quote
Trophies.
Personal slaves.
Yeah.
But imagine what they could do with a full dam.
Okay. All right.
But what happens if you only wanted a quarter dam?
Don't worry, I'm done. I'm leaving.
Okay.
I know
all right.
I'm not wanted
Also,
here.
Comfy's making you want to play Minecraft. I haven't played Minecraft in a long time. Anywho.
I've never played Minecraft.
What?
Look at how pretty Minecraft is when you cheat.
Yeah, I've never played Minecraft. I've never watched.
Nice.
You know, what was that show that Comfy mentioned earlier?
The Minecraft building is so much fucking easier than some other unnamed survival games who were definitely not infuriating me the other day.
And it's a good thing that Minecraft is also made by a company that cares about its users and continues to support them throughout the game being released and doesn't sell DLC before the game's actually out.
No, you're telling me, man. I know. I just wanted to dig. I just wanted to dig a hole. I don't need to get into it. I was mad about it.
I can dig a hole like this. Wait. I have something.
I like your hot tub.
Also, I have a question though, Dale.
What's up?
How is Atlas?
I'm not talking about Atlas.
That's a good meme. Oh look, I'm a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure character.
Oh, I hate
Are you really?
He really is.
Guess what ended this week? Finally.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
And may it
never
come
the
back.
End of the series? Is that it?
Oh no, that's the end of part 5. They still have part
easy.
6 and 7 written, and the writer's in the middle of part 8.
So since the last time we did a podcast, actually, there was some large news in the anime scene that we haven't covered.
Are we talking about Kyoto?
Yeah, the very unfortunate news of
Yes.
the animation studio being one of the biggest animation studios and most popular being attacked by a crazy person and set on fire.
From what I heard,
Literal arson.
yeah, there was
So-
a stairwell. It was like a winding staircase, and he poured gas all the way down that, and then lit that.
He
and then that
poured-
Just, like,
He poured gas around the whole building,
what's the whole
every
building?
single
Okay.
whole building, every single exit, and then lit the whole thing on fire.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, 33 people did lose their lives. A lot of others were hurt, and the building was a complete loss. They did catch the guy though, because he did light himself on fire.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah, here's the thing: if you're
I
ever
knew they
going to try
caught
to
him.
set a
I didn't
fire
know he was.
and you're going to use gas, you're an idiot, because it's not the liquid that burns; it's the fumes. And if you're
Right.
pouring gas in large quantities around places, your clothes are going to be impregnated with
Yeah.
gasoline fumes.
Hey
And when you
guys,
light a
use
match-
diesel. Diesel doesn't explode; it just burns. Gasoline explodes.
So
Science. Yes.
Because
Roger.
this
Roger. God
same
damn it.
thing happened to a buddy of mine growing up who, you know how in science class you'd make those rockets using like little tube launchers?
Oh God, did he
Right.
use gasoline?
So he figured to build one himself after he did that in class, and he used gas as a propellant, and of course
No.
got gas on the rocket on the ground, and was stepping in the puddle, so the fumes are up his leg, lit the fuse for the thing, and basically lit himself on fire. The rocket, of course, exploded, and
What
some of
is-
the plastic tubing actually flew into his leg and embedded itself there. It was
Goddamn.
burning at that point. So, yeah, gas is not a good way to light stuff on fire. Bad life choices indeed. Yeah, he's okay. He was also one of the dumbest people in class. Okay,
I can tell.
That man is on fire.
but yeah, so this arson was just as dumb. I haven't even heard a reason why he did it yet. I don't even know if they can interview him yet because he did light himself on fire. So he is in custody, has been since the attack, but due to injuries, they might not be able to talk to him for a while. They are planning, so they had stuff planned to release, of course. One of which was a movie was supposed to be coming out. That is actually still on track because I guess it was.
Was the Violet Evergarden movie?
Yeah, so I guess it was finished and off-site for probably editing and whatnot. So it's still there.
All
So
of
they
the
are-
data was recoverable.
Yeah, so they were able to still go ahead with that. But a lot of your other favorite releases from the studio probably aren't going to be around for a while, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Not just because the studio itself burned, but because the people who made it suffered such tragic losses that it's going to be a bit before they recover, unfortunately. The community, however, did respond greatly. And there was a GoFundMe set up that raised quite a bit of money to help the survivors and victims.
You know what it's
Couple
up to? I
million
remember
dollars, if
seeing.
I'm not confused. Right?
I remember seeing it. Was
How high did it get?
I don't remember what it was. But I did see it.
How was
Yeah,
it?
so we do wish everyone affected by that the best, and hope they
Of
recover as
course.
quickly as they can. So
It's a tragedy inflicted by a madman.
Yep.
But thankfully, we're through the worst of it, and now we just rebuild.
So we hope everything goes as best it can for everyone there. So aside from the shows, what have you two been up to this last, well, I guess 2 weeks now will be
A week and 2 days.
in 2 days, whatever.
Nothing. Just normal streams, video games. I started playing Fire Emblem, which is fun. It's my first Fire Emblem game ever, which is basically like Weeb Fantasy XCOM, and
Look,
it's
freaking
pretty
verdict
fun.
game.
What's that?
It's nothing. You continue on.
No, no, no. We were talking, Comfy. While you were up, we were talking about how much I'm still just like, yeah, I still don't like anime, but there's a few that I still like. But like,
Yeah. Did you know that he's never watched Sword Art Online?
He's not.
I don't want to either.
That and Queensblade are on the list of things to make Dale watch.
look, like, isn't
course.
Sword Art one of those like super mainstream ones in the last that people love?
Sword Art is a very mainstream one.
Also, like My Hero, which I think is kind of not garbage, but I'm just like about it.
It is. It is.
Dale hates My Hero Academia, and he hates everybody who likes it.
I don't hate My Hero. I just don't.
He really does.
Like,
A little bit.
for anybody
So-
a
who
little
likes
bit. I don't.
In addition,
Now I have to unfollow. No.
Sword Art is also
What's up, Jack?
another isekai show. So
It
I'm
is.
sure.
I can't. I don't.
Yeah, I'm not
going
gonna ask you to watch another one.
Please.
I feel like Sword Art is the isekai that kicked off like the current
Sword
isekai
Art
craze.
is one of the isekais that kicked off the isekai craze.
because it did really well.
Because there was that one, there was Log Horizon. I think there was another one as well that kind of started. What's it called? The Overlord. So
Is
I would
Overlord
blame.
that old?
It is older. Definitely older than these. I think after these ones came out, it's pretty much where the whole studios went out and tried to pick stuff up. Overlord is a couple years old. Where are you?
Overlord is also an isekai
Yes.
for
Wait, is
sure.
it? Okay.
Let's see. 2015. So, yeah,
Yes.
like the current glut of isekais can be traced to a certain number of shows, and Overlord is definitely one of them. Sword Art is another. Log Horizon is another. They're all.
Log
Log Horizon
Horizon?
was a really interesting look at guy.
Oh, what was the other one?
No Game, No Life.
No, it started with a G. Is it Grimgar? Something like that.
I feel
Yeah.
like I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash. So, or let me grab the Japanese for comfy because
Oh please, Daddy, give me.
Here.
Hi to Genso no Grimgar.
Yeah, so Grimgar is another isekai where it's realistically based. They're transported to a world they don't know how. They just kind of wake up there. They don't have a lot of
Wait,
memories.
did you say it's realistically based? What the fuck does that even mean?
So
It
rather
means that it's
rather
not
than
like, oh man, we're in an isekai, time for me to bang every hot anime girl because
Yeah.
there's only 5 girls in this entire fucking game, but they all want my dick for some reason.
yeah, so
Instead,
one
we got teleported into this game. How do we get out? What do we do? What's the most important things for survival? How do we figure this out?
they wake up in a fantasy world. They don't know how they got there. They don't know if it's a game or not. They don't have any memories prior to that. It's alluded to that they might have died and been reincarnated there. It's not a harem show.
Which
They don't
I
have-
feel is much better than like the I got teleported. So lame. So lame.
They don't have any like massive magical powers or stuff like that. They're just normal people when they wake up.
Got it.
And because they're not from there, they have no money, no skills, anything like that, and so they're forced to learn like basic adventuring skills and go out and try to kill like your low tier things like goblins. And it doesn't
Yo,
go well
Don't go
for
into
them.
this. Don't go into the goblin caves.
So like
No, so I
like
love
some of them like end up leaving the group. Some of them end up getting killed. Stuff like that. Like it's realistic in that if you didn't know how to use a sword and you went out and tried to use a sword, some monster that's been using a sword since it was like 3 is going to probably murder you, which is what happens.
See, I'm
Spoilers.
legitimately interested now in what Dale would think about Log Horizon. Because
Log
Horizon, yeah,
Log
it takes itself very seriously.
It does. Log Horizon takes itself very seriously, but it uses actual game mechanics. But the thing is, the characters who are in it
So
understand that there are game mechanics they can control, such as
Is this a
respawning.
movie? No, that's not a movie.
No, so this is a show. There's currently 2 seasons of it, both 26 episodes, but it takes itself super seriously in the sense that they're like, okay, we need to figure out why we're here and what we're doing. If we die in the game, what happens? Do we die in real life? Okay, that's this. X is what happens if you die in the game. Okay, now how do we get money and currency? The game only has a finite amount, but we can do raids. So then they start running raids and stuff in their MMO because they're figuring out how the game works and how they can abuse its system.
Like they also figure out that the game has a property mechanic to it. So if you control certain areas in a city, you control everything in that zone and can control what happens there. So
They also
everybody's
my
fighting
favorite-
all
One of my
over.
favorite things about it is that the entire world is to scale in the game.
Yeah.
And so depending on where you are in the real world is what server you're on in the game. So they're all in Japan. So they have the entire Japanese server, but they have no way of conceivably reaching the people in the North American servers because it's like across an entire ocean.
Yeah.
So there's this subplot in the background of, are we the only people who were sucked into this, or were people in other servers also transported in?
Yeah, and they kind of have to figure that out. Then all the NPCs actually start showing actual intelligence and stuff like that, and stop acting like
It's
NPCs.
done really well.
The interesting thing with the property mechanic is that one guy figures out that everybody's fighting over all these different areas of the city, and they're ignoring this one particular one, which controls the church, which is where you get resurrected when you die. And if he controls that, he can control who respawns.
And so he can charge people for getting respawned.
Otherwise, he leaves them dead.
Okay.
This is the
spoilers.
thing. Like
So,
this is
Yeah, so
I
he
actually
forms.
think you might like Log Horizon.
Yeah, it's an interesting.
I mean, we were just talking
Take-
about how much I'm just like over the
Oh,
fact where it's
yeah,
like, it's
I
video
won't say we'll.
games.
Yeah, I'm not
We're
saying
not
we do
gonna
it
throw it at you right
soon,
now, but this is
but
like
yeah.
if you were to watch it, not hating it simply because it exists, you might really like it.
Yeah, this is a. If you're gonna do an isekai where people get transported into a game and there are game mechanics, this is a show that actually takes the time to develop what people would probably do if they knew there was game mechanics, as they try to game the system and stuff like that. With they look for exploits and things like
They
that.
have to make trade agreements with AI.
So it's an interesting take on the whole genre because it's written in such a way that it seems like real people making decisions and acting in a way that they probably would do if they knew the world was actually a game.
Yeah. No, and like it's
Because remember,
is-
they're functionally immoral, these people, and they know it.
and like I watched this very shortly after watching Sword Art, and it was almost shocking to see like how well it was able to be, having the world built and everything getting taken care of.
Oh yeah, this came out around the same time as Sword Art.
I think
And
this
it's-
came out. I think the first season was 2013, and Sword Art was 2012.
Yeah, and as soon as this came out, people are like, "Wow, this is a very different take than the one they'd seen previously that was really popular, which was Sword Art. Like, this is interesting." So
Yeah, it's
I
too
will-
bad that the writer's in jail, so we won't get season 3 for a long ass time.
that too. All right, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Speaking of other isekai shows that the writer is in jail, No Game No Life doesn't have a second season still because its writer is in jail.
What?
How does this keep happening?
What are they in jail for?
The No Game No Life writer plagiarized art.
Uh-huh.
So, like, straight up, a lot of the art in No Game No Life is broken, or like
Uh-oh. That ain't
it's like
good.
traced and with details changed at the end.
Oh no.
Yeah, so he's kind of getting everything taken away from him for being a scumbag.
Makes sense.
Yeah, no, I absolutely makes sense. And then I forget what the Log Horizon guy is in, but he's also in jail.
Woo.
It really sucks because those
Ooh.
were two stories that I really liked too. But yeah.
So, what have you guys been looking at for us to do next
Oh.
week?
He got arrested for a dumb crime.
The Log
Log
Horizon guy?
Horizon guy?
Yeah, tax evasion.
I was gonna say, wasn't it like something to do with money?
Yeah, tax evasion.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he got arrested for tax evasion. So, and depending on how that goes, he could be out in months or years. He's already been locked up since like
okay.
2015. So I don't.
So
know if
he didn't actually get jail time. He got house arrest,
Oh,
which
okay.
is a bit better. But
Good.
they may have gone after him a second time, so that second time may have put him in jail because I guess they were investigating whether the evasion was deliberate or not. So if you're arrested on tax evasion and convicted, usually you'll get off with things like house arrest and a hefty fine, which apparently is what happened to him. If it's not deliberate, right? It's just a mistake, or you have a shitty accountant who didn't pay your taxes and you weren't aware, you're still responsible. The government will still, go after you. But usually it's not, I'm going to state prison. But if it's deliberate, it's a different matter.
Yeah, if it's deliberate, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, just look at Mr. Snipes.
But yeah. What are we looking at for next week?
Yeah.
Man,
So we don't want to do an isekai.
I want to do an isekai. I don't really want to do something that's new. You know,
All right, let's take a.
I feel like we should adventure.
So yeah, we don't want to cover everything that is currently just coming out because
No.
we want to sprinkle in old, new, old, new, old, new. I think
I agree.
Well,
to cover us there. So what are some older shows that Dale hasn't seen that he might enjoy or hate?
why you gotta go with shit I might hate?
Because
That's-
look,
enjoy or hate.
we're watching Vinland Saga. You like Vinland Saga, so to
Shit.
cut down on that
Bullshit.
sweetness,
I'm
I'm
being
going to throw in
attacked.
some salt.
You're
Nobody's attacking you.
I'm
I'm
going to
being
throw in
attacked.
some big jiggly salt. That's all I'm going to do.
Salt doesn't
Do you have
jiggle.
Have any
So,
shows?
If I really
Pop
want to
up
go,
ahead.
if I really want to go jiggly, I'd be suggesting Queen's Blade.
I don't.
I think High School DxD would be a good idea.
No.
Queen's Blade would be worse, actually.
Yeah, I don't.
What are something from either like last season or the season before that Dale might like or hate? Preferably hate.
This is my life, chat. This is it.
It really
Hey,
is your life.
Maybe if you found an anime show, we'd let
All
you
right,
pick.
let's watch Big O. Fuck off.
No.
What the fuck? I bring a suggestion and it gets written off in like 0.5 seconds as bullshit. And I'm mad about it.
Watch Keijo.
What the fuck is Keijo?
Sport, but it's all butt and boobs.
Oh, that
Oh,
shit.
that one. Yeah,
No.
that show.
No.
Mashing each other with their asses to get each other off of a floating island in the middle of a pool.
I bet you their thighs are dummy thick, though.
Some of them are.
Are you objectifying high school aged girls? What the fuck is wrong with you, Dale?
Jesus Christ! Oh, god damn
Look,
it.
depending on how old they are,
Alright,
they're legal.
I'm gonna go back to Big O, because it's a robot show, and I used to watch it on Toonami.
I know what Big O you're talking about. I know what you're doing. I know where your mind is.
There's like, I saw the first episode as a kid, and Jesus Christ, I can't win. This is my, yeah, this is how.
Second, let me go to Crunchyroll. I'm just gonna browse until I find something.
Okay.
I'm also currently browsing through anime here.
Shows. Popular shows. All right.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to do the free trial. Fuck off. I just want to
We
go to
already
Crunchyroll. There we go.
We already did Food Wars, right?
No, I mean yes, we did. It was
No, I don't
great.
think we did actually.
I love Food Wars.
I'm pretty sure
man.
Dale's aware of what that show is.
I actually
Yeah.
really like Food Wars, unironically.
Stop
Yeah,
it.
I love Food Wars. That show is actually super good. I know, Dale, you think it's like all boobs and stuff like that. It's really not. You're not going to get that impression from the first episode, but the show really isn't, and it is really actually really good. It is actually about cooking and this guy's drive to become like the best chef.
It
The pro-
actually is. Like, it's surprisingly a good show.
Let's just fucking watch
see.
Citrus. Fuck it. Let's just do it. I'm kidding.
He won't watch Food Wars, but he'll watch Citrus?
Citrus is the only meme that I know. Okay.
Get him. Go get him.
It's Sasha, Kato. See, Kaylee just got home from work, so the dog's gonna be assholes right now.
I'm gonna throw
Really,
Food
yay.
Wars into the mix.
Oh wait,
Food
what's
Wars.
Oh wait, we haven't watched Domestic Girlfriend.
we haven't watched Domestic Girlfriend. But okay. So, and now there's my dog going. There is also.
So many dogs.
Let's see if these are actual full episodes, or if they're just. Okay. I wish that was an actual show rather than just like 3 minutes. Shows we can watch.
Let's watch.
Let's see what's the top anime of 2017. What do we have in there?
Top anime of 2017. Huh? I bet you it's gonna be wonderful.
Well, I'm
Hush,
seeing what's
Sasha.
in this selection of shows.
In this, are you looking at a specific genre?
No, just overall that came out that year. Just so we can find you a good show, since you don't want to watch anything in the newer stuff.
I mean, I'm here to watch what you guys decide, but like at the same time, I don't want to watch complete garbage every time. That would be
Annoying.
yeah.
Gamers came out in 2017. That could be hilarious.
Gamers?
Yes.
What's that about? Is it about checker players?
Okay, you laugh, but there is an anime about a
No,
professional
just-
shogi player.
I don't doubt it. I was just making a meme about it's called Gamers, so it must be about something completely, well, not completely different, but
There is an anime that's supposed to be good about professional shogi player. So Gamers is a show where it's a high school comedy drama show where the characters involved are different varieties of gamers, right? Like people like arcade games, JRPGs, various stuff like that, and how they kind of intersect, and
Whoop.
how this one character tries to get another character to join the video game club because he's like this massive nerd gamer, and he's like, nah. And
Okay.
it basically goes through her efforts and the resulting like interactions based on that. Let's see here. Oh, I remember the show I was going to recommend. It's actually not from that year, and it is an older show too.
it's probably garbage.
So I'm going to throw this to Comfy when he gets back, because he had to step away for a sec, and see what he thinks. So this show is not about boobs and stuff like that. It is
Man, but that's my favorite. No, I'm kidding.
I know, Dale. I know. I know
I
you
mean,
like that jiggle.
look. What?
I said I know you like the jiggle.
I mean, I like boobs. Doesn't mean I want to always see boobs on my TV shows. There are certain TV shows where that's like the point, but hey.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Shark?
See, Shark knows. He loves the boobs.
I
Shark, you must have watched Queen's Blade then, if you love the jiggle boobs. If you haven't, I have a show for you.
Oh man.
And Dale. So the show I'm thinking of is actually more of a horror thriller type show. Dale,
Okay.
for you.
I like thrillers. Cause it's
so
a
it's a-
thriller.
So it's so I am thinking, Comfy, because Dale wants to see something that's a bit older, of Dead Man Wonderland.
I mean, I didn't mention old stuff. I just mentioned Big O, and I guess I.
He wants a
mention-
classic show.
You wanted something a little not as new, because we don't want to run through all of this season's episodes. So yeah, I think Dead Man Wonderland would be an interesting watch
Dead
for Dale,
Man
because
Wonderland.
That's actually one that I haven't watched, but I keep getting told I need. I'm about it.
it's a very interesting show. So
You can hear the clickety clacks of my keyboard.
Boobs?
Okay.
No.
Huh?
A chat's telling me to show boobs.
So
Why is your
Bob's
chat-
and Vagine.
He doesn't have bobs, Cephs. He's flat.
Is this by chance on Crunchyroll?
You would know this if you went to Guardian Con. You could have hugged him and felt how
It
flat
is
he was.
not on Crunchyroll, is it?
Real talk, the number one comment I got at Guardian Com was, "Wow, you're a lot thinner than I thought you were."
That is
Wow.
rude. Wow, that is rude.
I don't
Yeah,
know,
it's
man.
not
I'll
on
take it as a
Crunchyroll,
compliment.
so I'd have to find it. It looks like it might be.
But real talk,
Wait.
Comfy is a skinny boy. He's a very skinny boy.
No! Oh God, they're chasing me!
Mind you, he's not as small as Rex. Rex was surprisingly skinny. Because Rex is a beanpole.
Surprisingly skinny? I know he.
Rex? Yeah. Yeah.
No,
He
I
is.
could.
He's a-
I could
he's-
look right at him and be like, yeah, he's tiny.
Well,
At
tinier
least
than I thought he
skinny
would be.
wise.
He's tall, but
Yeah, I.
thin man.
Okay, so what is this show about? Were you talking about it
So
already?
Dead Man Wonderland is a kind of a psychological horror show
Okay.
where the main character is basically arrested and thrown in a special type of prison and forced to perform in these deadly games where to basically continue living.
Okay, now I see he's got a collar on. I bet you it explodes if he doesn't do what he's told.
It
Yeah, I
looks like
believe-
Future Diary.
Yeah, I believe the collars either explode to kill them or puts the poison in their body or something like that if they try to escape or things like that. So yeah, it's basically this normal high school kid who's not a monster or anybody special. He has no special skills or anything like that. Who's blamed for this big crime and thrown in this jail where it's like the worst criminals they can find in the world, and they're all forced to play these like games to, kill one another for the entertainment of other people.
Fun.
Super fun.
And so he's trying not to go, completely insane, living
Or-
in this environment
or
with
get-
these people,
Or get murdered.
or get killed. Yeah, he's also trying to make sure he doesn't get killed at the
That
same
would-
time.
Well, I mean, if yeah, okay. Is that what you guys want to watch then? I'm.
Well,
whatever.
Comfy's never seen it as well.
Yeah, I
Um,
haven't watched it.
No,
so
you
go
have
get
seen
my
it though,
fresh
Copper,
opinion.
right?
I have, but I haven't watched it for quite some time. But that
Okay.
particularly doesn't matter for me because of the way my memory works. But I'm more than willing to watch this one again because it is a very interesting show. So I'm curious to see what your guys' take is on it.
Okay. I'll probably
look it up.
think it's garbage. No, I'm kidding. I don't know.
You
We'll see.
might.
I mean, apparently, I
You
think
think
My
it's
Hero's garbage, which isn't true. But
Yeah, no, wait. Can we just real quick, just touch on this because he keeps throwing it out there like he's done something wrong. Or he doesn't think he's done something wrong, but everybody else thinks he does. He was basically saying that My Hero Academia sucks because they over-explain how he throws a baseball one time.
no, that's not the
Happens
only
in
reason that I
every
dislike
single
My Hero Academia.
That is the reason that you
And it's
provided.
not one.
Press
They
anything
do
else
that
instead.
in so many animes that I've seen. It's a thing that they do in anime. And it's one of the things I dislike
But-
about anime.
It
It
is
only
because
makes you dislike My Hero.
No, that's not true. My
Dale hates
Hero
that
might be the
whenever it
only
happens.
show that I've talked about disliking that.
Dale just
That
hates
was the
whenever that
only
happens
reason you
regardless.
gave. Okay, there's
Oh,
other.
leave that one block. Oh,
No, screw you. I want my house to look nice. As you can tell by needing to enter my comfy room right there, you need to walk all the way over here and all the way around, and then you get to walk inside. Because screw you.
you've
I
got
don't
no
know, I
stuff.
just
I
dis-
have some
I
to
don't-
screw. I
there's,
don't
there's,
need
there's
you.
plenty of other reasons that I don't like it. I just dislike it.
It's a trope you don't like. Yeah,
I
it's
don't-
it's fine. It's fine. It's just like
it's
you
one
know,
of those things that
some people love things, like that stupid TV show, The Two Brothers Who Go Around Killing Monsters. That is dumb, and Dale likes to binge watch.
it's a terrible. It started out not a terrible
I
show.
have no
Like, the
idea what you're
plot
talking
has
about.
Become
Supernatural.
so weird.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's an awful, awful show from the get-go.
That's one of those shows that people are like, man, it'd be so fucking weird if now they just had to go fight Satan's cousin Gary, and then it's like that's actually a plot to the show.
I mean, you're not. It's you joke, but like,
Look, the fans of the show
hey,
ship the two main characters together, Comfy, and they're brothers.
Listen, I feel like these are the same people that are like fans of Tom Holland.
They have a word for it. They call it wincest.
oh my god. See, I don't know anything about that shit. I don't pay attention to like the fandoms or anything like that.
He says while running 8 fandom forums of Supernatural.
Shh, don't look at my internet browser. No, like, I don't know. I've watched the first like 8 or 9 seasons of it by proxy, whether it be with my sister or one of my friends that was into it, and I'm just like, at this point, I just kind of like, how do they wrap this up?
He's like, I need to know what happens.
How do they wrap this shit up? And so far, they've drawn it out to like 15 fucking seasons, and every season they literally had in the season that I've just seen, they literally fight God. Like they pick a fight with God, and then he like does something godlike, and it's like, well, what are you gonna do for season 16 now? You fighting God? What the fuck? I don't know. Whatever. It's
Listen,
dumb.
I've watched Dragon Ball Z. They fight God in the first season of Super.
Yeah, but these people are just people who literally damned, like, oh my god. They have literally brought the world to borderline ruin by themselves in like 4
Multiple
or 5,
times.
maybe even 6 seasons because they refused to let their brother fucking die
Like,
to
my brother
save
died.
the world.
It's like, my brother died saving the world. Fuck this shit.
Let me
destroy the planet for this instead. It's like, what?
All right,
Makes a lot
whatever.
of sense.
Can you?
Okay,
It's like,
like-
could you not?
I think Dale's in the right here. I think he knows the truth.
The
But
show
yeah,
is
at this
new.
point, I don't know why I can't. Like, I just have to know. I'll eventually know
can't
how
let
it
it go.
ends. Like, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, when they finally end the show, 12 years from now.
I think the
Remember we
season
were
that they're
talking
on now
about
is
shows
the
that get
final
dragged
season
on too long?
until they do a spin-off. God damn it.
They're gonna do more. You know they're gonna do more.
Oh man,
Why
you
would-
guys hear about the SpongeBob spinoff that they're making that
Wait,
everybody's fucking pissed about?
There's a SpongeBob spin-off?
Oh, okay. So, it's no secret Steven Hillenburg, the creator of SpongeBob, died this year, or
Yes,
not.
Uh-huh.
Was it this
he
year or it was
he
late
passed
last?
away not that long ago. Yes,
Yeah, relatively recently. And Steven Hillenburg has always been very, very vocal about SpongeBob is what it is, and it like there should never be a spin-off or anything like that because the show is pure as it is and we don't need that.
it's like over my dead body.
Yeah, he said over my dead body, and then Nickelodeon responded with okay, and 2 weeks after he died announced the spin-off series.
Oh,
Like quite literally.
Jesus
quite literally
Christ.
okay.
I don't think it was 2 weeks exactly, but it was a pretty short ass amount of time that
Jesus.
they
It was-
greenlit
Yeah, it was
And
not
you
long.
can tell it's only because he died. And they're
There's-
playing it off as like, oh, we want to honor his memory. It's like, then don't make the fucking show.
That he was against. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's just a thing that's going on right now, and people are pissed. Like,
What are they
understandably
doing?
so.
What's the spin-off gonna be?
It's called Camp Coral, spelled with K's, obviously.
Of
Of
course it is.
SpongeBob when he's younger at like
At
a
camp.
Summer
Summer
camp?
camp.
Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
that sounds terrible. Granted, SpongeBob.
Oh,
I better
they're
stop
trying
right
to milk
there.
it.
I'm gonna get,
Let's see where he goes.
I'm gonna get stabbed. Nope. Back up.
Sure, he goes with that statement.
Back up. No, SpongeBob has given us all of the great memes. So
SpongeBob is a great show and a great series, but man, everything can be milked to completion.
yeah, that's true.
That is my stance on this. So
They
Okay.
they pressed F then loaded new game quick. God damn. I mean, you're not wrong. That's
today we
kinda-
press F to pay respects, but tomorrow we must press W and move forward.
Yeah.
Saw that as a
Basically.
post this morning on Reddit, and I wanted to kill myself.
Okay. So we're doing the
Dead Man
Wonderland.
Dead Man Wonderland for next week. Okay.
Put it this way: if you enjoyed the Neverland show we watched,
Uh-huh.
and you thought that was interesting, you're probably going to find this show interesting as well.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you enjoyed like Promised Neverland, and you watched it along with us, or watched it whatever, you're probably going to like Dead Man Wonderland as well.
He did not what, Ogre? What did I miss?
Oh, that's the response to you saying bad things about SpongeBob.
Oh, maybe. I didn't say anything bad about SpongeBob. SpongeBob's
He said
funny.
he hates SpongeBob.
No.
Dale
I did not.
believes that SpongeBob was made to take our kids and make them fall in love with the devil. That is why he hates SpongeBob, because he hates the devil. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I don't know, Shark.
But
I don't know what cup he's on. All right.
But how can you hate the devil?
I don't know, man. He watches Supernatural. I assume he'd be into that.
The devil's only
God
doing the
damn it.
best for you.
Top
Dude,
SpongeBob
I don't know.
moment.
I
when
don't
he
know
wrote
where this
David
conversation
Hasselhoff.
has gone to. It's just
I don't-
confusing for me at this point.
I don't know. Couldn't tell
So
you.
it's like a lot of our conversations.
Did
I'm
you
really
hear
fine.
how the Area 51 guy wants to turn it into a fucking music festival?
Yes. Can we talk about that?
I need to talk about that because, like, he did
Okay.
a radio. I heard him interview on the radio, and he was like, "I just think it'd be kind of cool to, like, turn it into some kind of festival. Like, we get some musicians and stuff." And it's like, oh my god, stop. Because, like, of course, he just was like, let's make a dumb meme, and then it became this internet sensation. He's probably like, oh fuck.
Yeah, he made a thing that started off as a joke. 100% started as a joke, and it took on its own little life, as these things sometimes do. And
if people are stupid enough to go through with the meme, people gonna fucking die. And he's kind of like, is he gonna
I
get
can't
blamed
wait to
for it,
watch
for
that
making
happen.
a meme?
oh yeah, he might get in shit. Like 100% real shit.
Like, which would be terrible because he just made a dumb joke on the internet. And, like, yeah, if I made a dumb joke on the internet that got people killed because they did something stupid, I'd be like, oh no.
So yeah, now he's like, okay, let's just turn it into a music festival. We're not going to invade a military installation where they've said they will shoot
That's
us.
what you think.
Like, they're like, nah, fam, let's do this shit.
No.
So, come September, it's going to be interesting. So people are 100% going to show up there for this.
Oh yeah, are you kidding me? I'm gonna show up. Let's go.
They're going to be in a few different camps. There's going to be people
They were talking about how hotels are sold out.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's people going to this. The
Oh
music
yeah, you're going to have people who show up.
The government fucking brainwashed him, and they want him to turn it into a music festival rather than raiding Area 51.
Well, there's a couple of thoughts.
There it is. We solved it.
They
You've got
can't stop all of us.
You've got the people who think it's real. We're going to invade this place. You've got people who are thinking, well, he's trying to turn this joke meme thing into a music festival now. And you've got a few things here and there, like, well, what if this was some type of viral marketing to see if a festival would work in this area and get, people to show up.
Yeah.
If it's the last one, brilliant. And it worked. Congratulations. That was a crapshoot. But I kind of doubt it. I think this is just a joke that got out of hand, and he's trying to make sure that he spins it in such a way
like
now.
this podcast.
Yes,
Oh,
where
man. This podcast is a mistake that got out of hand.
where he doesn't get blamed for people who are going to show up. 100% going to try to storm the military installation. 100% going to get shot.
It's the government, man. It is the government.
It's the military.
It's the
They don't-
government, man.
They've already come out and said, this is a bad idea. We have guns.
Yeah.
Did you see the article that's like, here's what happens if you really try to pull up to Area 51? Did
No.
you see that? Oh, it was they approach your car with guns drawn, ask you to get out, search your vehicle, take down all your information, including your license plates and your driver's license ID number, and then they make you leave and they watch you.
Yeah, the whole time.
And you're now put on a list. Like, that's what the article said. And it was
This
like,
is-
wow, okay, Jesus.
This is not a list you want to be on, by the way, people.
No,
This
it's
is-
not. This is like, people always make the joke. It's like, haha, I'm on a list. This is that fucking list.
Like, this is the actual list, and guess what? Anytime you go out of the
shit.
country or apply for a government job, your name's going to get tagged that you're doing these things. They're going to be like, this person's on a list. They're like, for what? Trying to sneak into a top secret,
An active military installation.
an active military installation that is considered top secret.
Yeah.
They can't
Like-
list them all. That is correct.
No, that's the thing, though, Ogre. They don't have to list the dead people.
Damn.
Just the ones they wound. That's
It's true though. It's true. All right, here's what they're
Oh
gonna
my
do. They're
God.
just gonna get their top secret military alien tasers and just set them to kill rather than stun. That was a Star Wars joke, and everybody's gonna die. It's gonna be great.
Hi guys.
Don't
After
do
that
that,
last sentence, I think that I've decided that 2.5 Weebs is too much for me as a podcast, and I'm gonna go make something else without Dale. Thank
Okay.
you. Have a nice
Bye.
day. That was a fucking Star Wars joke. Oh my god.
Not
Lord
sorry.
forgive him, for he has
Yeah,
sinned.
he just said that was a Star Wars joke. That's why I'm like, I'm done.
That was the joke,
over,
there,
man.
bud.
I've
That
been
was
running
the
around in
joke.
circles in Minecraft for the last 20 minutes.
I'm a
Lord
fan.
forgive him, for he has sinned.
I
So I
can't believe
don't-
you've done this.
I don't think there was too much else
I don't.
that's
I don't
been
think so
going
either.
on while we've been offline this week. There's no big game announcements. Bungie just started their season, or their
They started Solstice of Heroes for Destiny, the summer event. They added the European aerial zone and a bunch of activities to do. I have not participated yet.
I've
Like a
taken.
tomorrow thing for me.
I haven't done it myself. I watched a few people do it. The zone looks super interesting. The
I
hive
heard
boss
nothing but
is
good things about the zone.
I haven't
hive
seen
boss
anything yet.
is amazing. Wait till you see the
Hmm.
hive boss and its mechanics.
I'm gonna stay unspoiled.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
that's why I'm not telling you about the thing. It's just
I understand, I appreciate it.
you'll love the boss though. I'd love to see more bosses like this one in the future, and I think everybody is going to agree with me on that. It looks like the rewards for, because the way it works is that when you go through, you get key fragments and you get packages, and you need key fragments to open packages.
Huh.
Now I watched Kevin and like them do just one strike. Now this may have been because it was a daily, but they got 5 fragments from the chest at the end, as well as 17 fragments for completing it.
Oh, damn.
So it looks like they're not being super stingy on stuff, which is kind of nice.
That's cool.
The event itself, where you go fight the bosses in the new zone area, the more mini bosses you kill leading up to the boss, the more chests that are hidden around the area at the end for you to go find and open. The good thing is that
Huh.
whoever's on your team who opens a chest, everybody gets the drop automatically.
Oh, nice.
So, like, there was one time where they had like 9 chests to go and find. So, and you have a time limit. So, but as it gets close to the very end, it'll actually reveal where all the chests are on the map.
Oh, cool.
And
Cool.
it looks like the spawns are kind of set where chests can spawn at. So as soon as you learn all the actual placements, you'll be able to run around and check really quick, which is cool. But
Nice.
it feels super rewarding because there's a lot of
What kind of rewards do you
chest
get
open.
for it? Is it just
from the packages.
yeah?
You can get they were getting weapons and like shaders and materials and stuff like that from them. But I think you can get other stuff from them as well. It's just lower drop chances, which is cool because it's all free stuff. So I think the armor glows can come from them.
Ah, okay.
That'd be good.
I know you can buy the armor glows if you don't want to earn them, but I'm pretty sure you can just farm them out that way.
Yeah. I
So
want the arrow.
Yes, and there's the sparrows. So you have the wooden sparrow, the one that looks like a boat, which has like a blue contrail behind it that looks like water. which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the baby sparrow, which
That
I
looks
know comfy.
hilarious. That
It's
Baby
looks so
Sparrow is
fun.
amazing.
Yes, it's so
The
funny to
Scooty
see
Puff
people on
Jr.
it.
Yes.
The Scooty Puff Jr. Yes, as everybody's
Love
been calling it.
I need it so
I
bad.
need it too. I can't wait.
Did you see the picture of it photoshopped into a playground?
Yes.
Yes. It's so good.
So,
It's so good.
and that one you can just straight up buy with Bright Dust too.
Love it.
It's only like 2,500 Bright Dust or something like that. It's not even all that expensive.
I'm
I need
poor.
to
I'm
make
Bright
sure I
Dust
have
poor.
Bright Dust. I don't think I do.
Well, you can get Bright Dust by breaking down other items you're not using, as well as doing her bounties, right? So,
Cool.
Because for those who forget, she has bounties. But yeah, aside from that, there hasn't really been big launches for anything game-wise.
Wolfenstein
I
came
know
out.
that we're going to be
Wolfenstein
getting a
came out.
multi.
They had an awful marketing campaign.
I
Yeah,
heard Jim
you know-
had like a really rough time playing it on PC too. He was saying that it was.
Jim did not have a good time.
Yeah. How did it work
I
for you?
played it
You were
with
on PC,
Red.
right?
Yeah, I played it with Red on PC. We thoroughly enjoyed. We made it most of the way through the game. I continued playing after he left because we were having some connectivity issues.
Uh huh.
So he left, and I continued playing. Where I found the game's true flaw, which is trying to play it single player, because AI is A, stupid as all hell, and B, acts as a second player. So you need them to be able to do actions. And
Right.
also, if they die, they use shared lives.
Oh,
So your teammate, AI teammate,
so
you
that
have
can.
no control over, can run out
Oh.
into the open, get downed, and you have to either risk your life to res them,
Or
or
you
you
lose.
lose a life.
That's an issue.
I really enjoy the gameplay, but that is just ridiculous.
That's
Yeah.
not okay. Yeah, that's something you need to address if you're playing single player. That your AI partner who you cannot get rid of needs to not affect.
Naughty Dog has been very good at that in
Yeah.
both the most recent Uncharted games, Uncharted 4, as well as Lost Legacy, and also with Last of Us. You have an AI character with you the entire time. They don't aggro enemies. They help you out in combat, but aren't required. And like they don't take your goddamn lives from you.
Yeah, that's a big one.
That's such a big one for me. It's so dumb. I don't know how it made it through design, but it
Especially
everything
for
else, if like the game has so many good things going for it. It has the buddy pass system where if you buy the deluxe edition of the game, your friend doesn't need to buy it and you can play with them. Your friend can play with you for free. And you can use that with unlimited people. So Copper, if I wanted to go play it with you right now, I'd just have you download the version of the game in a trial and then we could go play it.
Neat.
See, that is a very good touch, but
like it just the single player experience is so not good.
yeah, it seems like they are heavily pushing for people to play this multiplayer, which is fine, but not everybody wants to do that, especially with a title like this where every single game before this
Was
especially
single player.
it's single player, and the last two before this in this direct series, they specifically said we're not putting multiplayer in because we're focusing on single player.
Yeah. Well, it plays. So this one is also made by Arcane.
Yeah.
Who you know from making Dishonored. Yep. It plays very much like Dishonored. In a good way. It feels like Wolfenstein mixed with Dishonored. Because you have like these small regions of the map and you have different missions in the regions and different hidden stuff in the regions. And then as you go through the regions, you have like a big region that you do, and then you go back and teleport back to your home base and talk to everybody, and then you have more missions to go do in another region. Like it feels, I didn't even put it together until Red said it. It feels like you're playing Wolfenstein Dishonored. And the game is really fun.
Awful. So Dishonored's are really good games.
Yeah, and the game, like, it's polished, it runs well, the shooting mechanics are good. It's just, man, if you're not playing it with somebody, it's a waste of your time. Honestly, I got free codes, and I'm telling you, it's a waste of your time if you're playing alone. So, like, yeah, don't.
That
on the bright side, you don't
fun.
need to have a friend buy the game. You get it and you can have your friends play it with you.
That's true. Oh,
Which if they didn't do that, I think this game would be dead on arrival. I think that getting a friend to play with you is a great time. 100%. I would recommend it for that.
we also have the multiplayer for Call of Duty being revealed tomorrow. So
Thursday?
like, I thought it said August 1st.
There's 31 days.
That
in
August 1st
July.
is Thursday, Dill.
Oh, okay. There's 31 days in July.
July.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I assure you, I know what day my birthday's on. It's Thursday.
Okay.
Hey guys, this just in. It's Copper's birthday on Thursday. We're gonna have a birthday party.
Send him all of your terribly drawn artwork so he can have a fucking heart attack.
Everybody send Copper mom and son incest hentai. Thank you everybody for making
You're
this
welcome.
day
Yeah,
special.
have nice days.
Like it's just insulating Dale, so we can just forward it to Dale without anybody knowing. It's okay.
Right. Sure.
My
All right.
God.
Well,
Yeah,
where
you
can
know that,
people find terrible jokes and other terrible jokes like that, Comfy?
Man, you can find terrible jokes and other terrible jokes like that at mixer.com/MrVengeance or on Twitter
As
at
soon as I
Mr.
fucking said it, you were gonna do it.
I know you did. You can find me, Comfy, at mixer.com/Comfimus, twitter.com/Comfimus, instagram.com/Comfimus, anywhere you look /Comfimus. Yeah. Hey, Copper, where can people find you?
You can find me online at copperlinedesigns.com or Copperline Art and Copperline Design on Instagram and Twitter.
Nice.
Easiest place to find me.
Mr. Vengeance, where can people find you?
You can find me at mixer.com/MrVengeance on Twitter and Instagram at _MrVengeance. Yeah, doing all kinds of fun stuff. So thanks for hanging out this week, guys. Next week, Deadman Saga?
Dead Man Wonderland.
Deadman Wonderland. That's kind of a catchy name, actually. So yeah, it's going to be first 3 of that, and then episode 4 of Vinlad Saga. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I hope you all have fantastic days. I'll see you next week.